You know, I got a secret of my own, Warner Brothers. I come here, Warner Brothers. I got a secret. Nobody cares about this fucking franchise. That's my
Way to
secret.
start the stream.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Tyler. It is a crisp New York Saturday evening, and today we are back talking about another new release, and we are talking about Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, of which there are no secrets about Dumbledore in this movie.
Yo.
Yeah, false
Uh,
advertisement. There are no well, it's maybe one, um AJ, what's going on, brother?
What's up, man? What's up?
So AJ saw this movie, what, Thursday?
Thursday,
Okay.
yeah, Thursday night.
I waited until today because I just did not care. I wish I could have seen this movie earlier because I would have gotten out the way. I don't care. I did not care about this movie. I was not excited for this movie. You know, I feel like well, AJ, before I talk about it, how do you feel about the Fantastic Beasts movie? I know you love Harry Potter. We all love Harry Potter.
Yes,
Uh,
Harry Potter is a fantastic
I'm
series.
not taking it out, but I got my Blu-ray collection there,
Hmm.
and the Fantastic Beasts movies are in the closet. And I got these little
Where they belong.
oh shit. Hope his hair doesn't fall off. These little Harry Potter Lego pops. I love them.
Nice, nice.
Um, but yeah, AJ, tell me how you feel about the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Fantastic Beasts is a wonderful missed opportunity.
Hmm.
Um, we have these stories in the wizarding world. How do you make them boring? I don't get that. That's so it's baffling to me how these movies are boring based on something that is so interesting, so vast, something that you can build upon. We've already have this world built. How can you make that uninteresting? They did it. They did it. They did it. So I mean, some are better than others. We'll say that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I get little to no enjoyment with this franchise as a whole.
They they made the first movie boring, and then Crimes of Grindelwald is even more boring. They did
They
it
did it again.
again, and I felt
Oh
that with
shit.
this movie again. They did it again.
For sure.
In terms of my history with Harry Potter, this is not a Harry Potter wand. It's a Great Wolf Lodge wand. But it's got the little dragon on it, so it's the fucking name is the Gryffindor. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Yes. Send the killing curse my way because I forgot what Gryffindor is called. But yeah, I got.
Gryffindor is a lion in it.
I
Moving
tried.
on.
I tried.
Moving on, bro.
I tried. Um,
Oh shoot.
I love pretty much all the Harry Potter movies. I would say Half Blood Prince is my least favorite. Which everyone would probably say that. Um, Fantastic Beasts. The first one, it took me 5 times to watch the first movie in succession from start to end without falling asleep. Um, the first movie's okay. Crimes of Grindelwald might be one of my least favorite movies of all time. Um,
Understandably.
not critically, but as a Harry Potter movie, it's genuinely awful, and I hate it. I know AJ thinks it's okay, but he definitely knows where I'm coming from when I
It's
say it's like,
not good. It's not. I'll say that. It's not a good movie.
yeah.
I'll tell you that.
So walking into this movie, I was not. I don't think any of us were excited. Even Alex, who is in the chat. What is going on, brother? Yep. Look, he just said it. He took the words right out of my mouth. He is the biggest Harry Potter fan I know by a long shot.
Right.
And when he is walking into a Harry Potter movie, not excited, that is a problem.
Yep.
That's like me walking into Rise of Skywalker not excited because I am one of the biggest Star Wars fans you will know. And that was for good reason because that movie was terrible. So walking out of this movie, I can say that I thought it was okay. And you'll see that by my final grade. I thought overall the movie was okay. It was a passable entry in this franchise. And I would go as far to say is that this is my favorite of the three so far, which is not saying much, and we'll talk about that. But I think overall, I enjoyed this a good amount
Mhm.
compared to the other two. How did you feel about this movie, AJ?
I could say the same. There are a lot of things to like and a lot of things to kind of not like so much. So we'll definitely get into the details with that. And I'm kind of 50-50 with this film, but I liked it. I can say a firm I liked it. Didn't love it.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how I feel. There were parts of this movie where I wanted to turn it off,
Hmm.
and
For sure.
there was thankfully a part of this movie where I smiled heavily. I was like, "Okay, all right."
Yep.
Let's hit the chat really quick before we get into this. Our boy Jason, the MVP of Nerd Talk. What is going on, brother? Caveman Movies. What is going on, brother? It's not streaming yet. It'll probably be on HBO Max couple months, I think, because of the 45 days thing.
It might be. Yeah, it might
Assuming
be.
they do it with this movie.
Yeah.
My little brother's in the chat. Bro, you a huge fan. You just watched these movies like 2 days ago, bro. I'm kidding. I love you, brother.
Calling them out.
No, absolutely not. No.
I oh, I felt similar vibes with Sonic in this
Bro,
movie
this no,
personally.
no. There's a
I
scene that I loved in this movie that I know AJ didn't like. Caveman, not now, brother. Maybe on the next one because we already started. All right. Alex is a legend. Yes, he is. The inner makings of my mind are an enigma. Luke, what's going on, brother? All right. So, as you guys know, we do spoiler free, and then we do spoilers after the grades. So, first positive I can say, once again, this is directed by David Yates, and David Yates is a good director. I
yes.
kind of feel bad for him in a way that he's stuck with this franchise because he's made them so much money,
Yep.
but you know, you feel that passion in the directing. It's not half-assed directing. Like you don't watch it and you're like, this feels lazy. No, he's
Hmm.
giving his all, no matter
Hmm.
how how stupid the scripts are or whatever. The movie looks amazing visually. Um,
True.
CGI is all great,
Hmm.
which actually is an improvement on the first movie. The second movie looked fine, but the first movie had some scenes where it was like the CGI was like shocking. Oh no, actually no, because there's that scene in the second one with the cats.
The cats, bro.
Yeah.
Oof.
I can thankfully say that the CGI, there's no shots in this movie where I'm like, that looks terrible.
Even with Crimes of Grindelwald, though, most of the CGI
Most of
looked
it looks
good.
good, yeah.
Most of it looked good, but the cats.
Yeah, cats, get them.
Get
Um,
'em.
but yeah, this movie it's edited beautifully. Visually, it looks like a Harry Potter movie.
Yep.
The acting, which has been for the most part throughout this whole franchise, I can't. Well, there's a couple people we're gonna get into it, but
Okay.
the likable people have been good throughout the first two movies, and that
Mhm.
carries over into this movie. Jacob fucking Kowalski. I don't understand.
MVP.
You have he's not. I think he's on the second half of this poster. You
Yeah.
have all of these wizard people, including Albus
Albus
Dumbledore
Dumbledore.
and Jacob Kowalski, who is a Muggle,
No match.
is the best part. Is the best character and the best part of these movies.
All
I
three.
don't. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Then
It's weird.
Dan Fogler. I love this man. I really do. And it's not just in these movies made me love him, but also he shows up in The Walking Dead, and I think he's great in that
Hmm.
too.
He's in
Um,
the Goldbergs as well
the
that I watched.
Goldbergs.
Yep.
That seems like a show for him.
Hmm.
He's great. I really like him a lot. You know, he is so damn likable. And I know
Hmm.
why he's there. Like in all seriousness, I know why he's there because he's the human character. He's the character that's seeing it through basically our eyes.
Hmm.
You know, he's great. He's really great. He's so damn likable, dude.
He is
Um, Eddie Redmayne,
funny, genuinely funny.
yes, he's funny. Eddie
Hmm.
Redmayne as new once again kills it. He's another actor, man. He's so damn likable. He's so likable. I love him so much. Jude Law
Great actor.
as yes, he is.
Hmm.
If you've not seen the Trial of the Chicago Seven, get on that. Great
Or
Eddie Redmayne.
theory of everything
I
as well.
have not seen that, but I heard
He's
that.
really good.
Yeah, Jude Law as young Dumbledore once again. I thought was good. I didn't. It's funny. I guess we'll talk a little bit about it in negatives, but there's something how I feel about him that's ironic because I felt the total opposite about him in Crimes of Grindelwald, but I thought he was decent. Um, Matt Mickelson, man, as
Ah
the
shoot.
new Grindelwald. This was the
Ah
one
shoot.
that pretty much everyone was having eyes on. They were like they pointed their Harry Potter detectors on him.
Well, I mean, he was a recast,
Yeah.
so
For
definitely
obvious reasons, we're not gonna get into that, but
nah.
I thought that he was good as
Hmm.
Grindelwald. Did I think he was amazing? Absolutely not. I've seen people say he was like, oh my god, he was so amazing. He's leaps better than Johnny Depp. I was one of the few that actually really liked Johnny Depp as this character. I know a lot of people were like, he was okay. I really liked him as this character.
Hmm.
Now, do I think Mads Mikkelsen fits the role better than Johnny Depp? Yes.
Hmm.
And mainly the reason for that is because I think Mads Mikkelsen has more chemistry with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp,
Uh,
Jude Law.
Jude Law. Hmm.
And watching this movie, I'm like, I can't see Johnny Depp in these scenes.
No.
No way.
Something I want to say about that is
Mm,
Matt. Okay, so Matt Mickelson he's a good actor. I've seen him in a few other things. He's really good.
yeah.
I feel like him and Johnny Depp brought forth pretty much the same performance.
Hmm.
Kind of this somber, soft-spoken type of vibe to them, but also I feel like these characters were kind of written a little differently. In Crimes of Grindelwald, we see Johnny Depp's Grindelwald like be kind of ruthless and
Yeah.
kind of like go off the hinges, like obliterate people with one
Yeah.
swoop of the wand. But this film was different. It was a little bit more political. I feel like they wrote this particular script for Mads Mikkelsen's Grindelwald.
I can
I don't
agree with
know.
that.
I don't know if that's if other people are feeling that, but that's how I felt when I was watching the film. I was like, this is a different Grindelwald than what Crimes of Grindelwald gave us.
Yeah, I can feel that. I didn't write this down, but we might as well talk about it. This movie is. I got to describe it in a way that it doesn't sound weird. This movie's political, not in it's woke. I mean, it's political in terms of the movie. It is meaning
It's a little.
it involves politics, wizard politics, and I thought it was fine. But we'll
Mhm.
talk about it in the negatives. I thought it was fine, but I feel like they could have done a lot more with it.
I agree. I totally agree.
Um, the Fantastic Beasts, I enjoyed the shit out of them. I
Me
really
too.
did. I love the platypus. I love him so
Yeah,
much.
Niffler.
I
The
love
Niffler.
him so
Yeah.
much. He is hilarious.
Hmm.
Every the scene that killed me. This scene is in the trailer when they're all on the train and they're just talking about the mission, and you see Niffler on the table, and he's looking for gold, and he's throwing all the silverware across the table. I was like,
Hmm.
that's hilarious. And the scene in the scorpion scene,
Mm.
which we'll talk about in spoilers. There was a scene with him in that scene, and it got me. I was like, that's hilarious.
Hmm.
The little grasshopper is cute. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole sequence dedicated to a new beast, I guess. Shown in the trailer, the scorpion scene. Um, I personally dug it for what it was. It was silly, but you know what? I was like, it's giving me enjoyment, which at that which it was giving me enjoyment in which at that point I was not feeling enjoyment. It was the
Mm-hmm.
most enjoyable thing up to that point in that movie, and I enjoyed it.
I have something to
Um,
say about that scene, but we'll get into that as well.
there's this fuck man, Kevin's not in the chat. I don't remember the name. It's like there's a beast that is a huge plot point to this movie.
Chilling.
The chillin'. This thing was fucking adorable. I loved it so much. I was like, I just want to hold it. It's so cute. And that's the thing that I love with these movies. The Fantastic Beasts element remains good in all three. And it's so I love seeing Newt and the Beast.
Yeah.
You know,
I would say they're best in the first and this one.
because there's only like that one scene in the second one where he gets that thing and that's it. There's a scene in the beginning of this movie where a beast is born, and I was like, I love this. I love
Right.
this, and Newt is there, and he's so good, and you know I want to see more of that.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, the last 45 minutes of this movie was pretty damn solid. It was a pretty damn solid, fun, ending to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And when it ended, I was like, wow, that was cool. I wish that the rest of the movie was as entertaining. Did I miss any positives before we go into negatives, AJ?
I mean, I guess technically we could talk about the technicalities. I know you before the stream you mentioned the score.
Oh yes, of
Yeah,
course.
the score is really good. And Tyler, you said you love it.
Yeah, man, that Fantastic Beast theme, man, it's so good. I love it, And the thing I was telling AJ is I like that. Other than when they go to Hogwarts and they shove that theme down your damn throat, and fuck Warner Brothers, because every time I hear that theme, I can't help but smile.
Nobody can help but smile, bro. You have
It's
to.
annoying. I was hating this movie at a point. They go to Hogwarts. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. Why am I smiling?
But other than that part of it, the score feels very different, and it's not like Harry Potter, and I like that. I like that it feels very unique. Anything else you want
to? I think we touched on the CGI. CGI in this film was pretty impeccable. Like I didn't have any issues with the visuals, the cinematography. I think we talked about the acting. Acting was well done from pretty much everyone. I don't think I saw a performance that I didn't care for. Now the characters
I did.
the characters themselves, I feel okay. Let's talk about that. I think that's kind of non-spoiler. Who did you feel that wasn't great?
So this goes into negatives. Ezra Miller. Listen. Ezra Miller's in the hot seat right now for obvious reasons. I'm not going into that, although this man needs help. This I don't like this character. I don't like this character. Credence
is that the character or is it the
no both? I'm talking about the character and then I'm gonna talk about the acting. I don't like this character. I didn't like him in the first movie. I didn't like him in the second movie. I don't like this character. This character is so boring. Vanilla, has no development, and is just boring. He's so boring.
Yeah.
This bottle of water has more interest and charisma than Ezra Miller in these movies. I'm sorry. Ezra Miller's not good. There's maybe one scene where I was like, okay. But other than that, I don't like Ezra Miller in this movie. He's just there. And his line delivery is so stiff and just blah. Like that, there's the scene with Dumbledore, which we'll talk about in spoilers, where it was kind of supposed to be like an emotional moment, and he's just talking like, Did you know this about me? I knew this about me. Did you know
Yeah,
this about me? Why
yeah,
didn't you tell me? Why didn't you do anything? Dude, emote!
yeah, yeah. I agree to a point. I've seen Ezra Miller do very well in certain roles, so I feel like he can do that. But I think it is how the character is written.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I see him in Perks of Being a Wallflower and
Hmm.
other everybody will go to Perks of Being a Wallflower and say they
Yeah.
need to talk about that role, but like even other roles that he's done, I've seen him like bring forth emotion and be charismatic. So I'm like, it's gotta be the writing.
It
It's
has to
gotta
be.
be the writing or directing. I don't know. I
It
can't
can't.
really say at this
I don't
point.
think it's directing when you're getting performances that we do out of Eddie Redmayne and Jacob,
I know.
and
That's why I have to I look at the writing.
and that goes into J.K. Rowling, bro. Why is this woman writing these scripts? Why?
She
Why?
created the world, bro. She
I
created
don't
this world.
understand. Yeah, but you see, at a point that you have to know when to stop. George Lucas learned that very hard, which we'll talk about that in a second. But he learned that lesson pretty hard, and he realized I can't do this. I can't direct and I can't write these because I'm not the one who needs to bring these characters to life. So he gave them to someone else, which started out good, but unfortunately shot him in the ass. Um, it's just, why is she writing these movies? Um,
It's the biggest downfall of these movies.
Most of this movie was boring as fuck. Boring as fuck. I was There were a couple more scenes in the beginning that made it less boring than Crimes of Grindelwald, but there were points in this movie where I was like, I feel the exact same way that I did with Crimes of Grindelwald. I was like, this is so boring.
Hmm.
There's a politics scene that it gave me the biggest vibes of Phantom Menace in the worst way.
Hmm.
When I was like, this is so boring.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels at points, it feels like nothing is happening. It feels like it's just talking and talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
And even though we thought this movie was okay, it is still missing that element of fun. You know,
It's, yep.
there's no fun to be had in any of these movies.
It's
You
true.
know, I would say overall the most fun of them is the first one. Like
Hmm.
it has that vibe of fun, but like this just, none of these movies are fun. None of
Yeah.
these
That's
movies
that's
are
not a word
like,
that you would describe this franchise.
I can't say that I would be willing to watch any of these movies before a Harry Potter movie.
I could say that I'd be willing to watch this movie over Half Blood Prince, but not saying that
Maybe.
it's a better movie.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It depends
Maybe.
on the day. It depends on the day for sure.
But even that, I can't say that because the last like 20 minutes of that movie, yo, it, waterfall down my face, bro. Forget it. None of these movies have gotten me to that point.
Mm, mm,
Um, but this movie is just so boring. Like the first hour and 40 minutes of this movie, maybe, I was like, dude, where is this going?
yeah.
Um, Unnecessary scenes. This movie did not need to be 2 hours and 20 minutes. This is the longest of the three movies. I don't know why.
Mm,
This movie did not need to be 2 hours and 20 minutes. Even though I like the scene, the scorpion scene can be taken out from this movie because it just, how we got there, the reason that we're there was literally a plot device.
it doesn't really add up. It
And
doesn't.
the explanation they give, you're like, that's just horseshit.
Really? Okay, I
Um
guess.
Queenie. Queenie is a character that I loved in the first one. I hated in the second one, not because of her acting or dialogue, but because of how they wrote her. Terrible.
Mm,
In the beginning. The way where she ends up at the end of Crimes of Grindelwald, I was okay with, and I was looking forward to that. What do they do in this movie? She just stands there and cries and walks around, avoids Jacob for obvious reasons, and then something happens at the end of the movie and they're like, Well, that's over.
Hmm.
You know, and her line delivery in the beginning of the movie was actually really bad. The
This movie?
yes, this movie. You remember? There's a scene with Ezra Miller in the beginning. It's not a
Mhm.
spoiler.
Yeah.
Her
When they're
line
talking in the
delivery,
room.
yeah, her line delivery. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of that scene in Aladdin where Jasmine is pretending to be hypnotized, and she's like, "Oh, shit, I forgot what she says." But she's like, "Oh, hello, master," and she's talking to Abu,
Mm,
and she thinks that Abu's the witch doctor or some shit, and
mm.
she looks like hypnotized like this. I was like, that is the exact way she looked. Like her eyeballs just looked like that. She looked like she was hypnotized. I don't know. Maybe she read the dialogue and J.K. Rowling is like this. She's like, read it, woman, read it.
I personally didn't have any issues with Queenie in this film. I didn't. I
But do
liked
you
their
think that they
direction.
wasted her though, in terms of that
I
story element from Crimes of Grindelwald?
No, I liked it. I liked what they did with
I
her,
don't know,
and
man.
the lack of what they did with her made sense. Um, yeah,
I don't know,
I'm
man.
excited to see this character in the future as well
Well, yeah,
because
because of the ending.
we end off in a certain way, but yeah,
I
I like
just I didn't really. I was like, you could have not been in this movie, and other than the ending, nothing would really change. That's just me.
really even
Yeah.
her
There's
pull
one scene
with
at the end.
Kowalski.
Yeah, there's one scene with him at the end that I really liked. I'm not talking about like the end. I'm talking about you know what I'm talking about in the third
Yeah,
act.
that was
That
great.
was a great scene, but
You
other than that, I was like,
not the dinner scene?
not
Not the dinner.
really.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um, lastly, my last
I
negative
love Queenie. I'm sorry.
is
I might be a
no,
little
I love
biased.
her too. Don't get me wrong.
I might
It's
be a little
just
biased.
I didn't really think they did anything. The last negative I have for the movie is there's not enough setup for the next movie to make me care at all.
Bro, bro. The
I
way I said we don't need another movie in the theater.
I
The way
would
they set
say
it up. I
okay.
was like, we don't need another
I don't
movie.
want another movie, but I would say that if they gave us one more and ended it, I'd be fine. Well, obviously, I wanted this shit to be over now, but I don't think we need two more. I genuinely think that if they really want to make two more, that the next one is gonna be like Crimes of Grindelwald, where nothing happens, and it's just to set up that fifth movie. We don't need two movies. I'm sorry. There is honestly, there's only one thing lingering at the end of this movie, and I like that it happened, but I feel like that's enough to set up a final movie.
Hmm.
But other than that, I don't really think there's like when this movie ends, I was like, okay, you could go into a final movie and it's fine, but two more movies, that's ridiculous.
It is.
And if it's true that they're really gonna do two movies, I'm not okay with that at all. I think if we had one more movie with what is left with this story, I'd be okay with it. And
Mhm.
just make it urgent and one goal. But knowing them, they're gonna fuck it up.
What's important is after watching Crimes of Grindelwald, you were not feeling like they needed any more films. Now,
Yeah,
after watching this film, you're kind of like, okay, they can make another one. So
one more.
yeah, just one more, but that's a kind of a positive from Crimes of Grindelwald.
I don't want to say that I'm like particularly interested, but
Yeah,
I'm like it's more of
not gonna make
me
you mad.
envisioning it.
Yeah.
It's more me envisioning what the last movie could be and envisioning it as a last movie with the pieces that are left. I'm like, I can kind of see them doing
I'm
that.
still trying to figure out what's gonna happen next.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about in spoilers. So let's go to
Yeah.
final grades. Um, we both had the same grade, I think. So
Hmm.
I
Maybe not
think
letter grade. I don't know. Do you do letter
no,
grades?
I'm
Oh,
just
okay. Okay.
doing out of five. So
Okay.
our scores are both a 3.5 out of 5. We liked it, didn't love it. There were things that we're gonna talk about in a second that we we're not fans of at all. But overall, I would say this was a solid entry in this franchise, but there's still room for improvement. Many one of those things is J.K. Rowling. Get her the fuck out of the writers' room.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out. For sure.
So yeah, that is the spoiler-free section. If nobody wants to be spoiled and you have not seen it yet, get out.
Go watch the movie and then come back.
So let's hit the comments really quick because we missed a lot of them. So Alex says he's yeah, that sounds about right. I wish I kept the Harry Potter books when I bought them years ago. I'm sure they're worth a little more. Well, the original pressings, yeah. David Yates did his thing for real. I have no problem with him. J.K. Rowling needs to get her shit together. Yep. Jacob is the MVP. Yes, he is.
He is.
I might see this one in the theaters, but I'm still unsure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I personally probably wouldn't suggest seeing it in the theater,
If
especially if you're not interested.
I want to tell you to do it on HBO Max, but I don't know if they're doing the 45 days thing with this movie. If they are,
physical.
yeah, I would. Magical Beast, the horse that picks the president. Yeah, but we're in spoilers. Yeah,
bro.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll let you know. I'll probably watch it when it shows up on digital. Yeah. Jeremy Parker is a new sub. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Eddie Redmayne doing his little shimmy shimmy. Yes, sir. Queenie is underutilized in these movies. Yes, she is. So let's talk about spoilers. And I'm actually going to start at the end because I feel like that's where we should start because I'm honestly probably going to forget it. So this movie ends with the little thingy. What is it called? The blood curse thingy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called.
I'm just gonna call it the blood curse. Alex will probably know it. But the blood curse that Alex, yeah, you're in the movie, Alex. Dumbledore and Grindelwald have breaks because Dumbledore was trying to protect Credence and Grindelwald was attacking him, and their spells met. When that happened and it broke, I said, "Oh shit," because I knew they was about to throw down because the shit broke. What? You look confused. What?
No, I'm listening to you. Bro. I'm listening.
When the thing broke, I was like, "Oh, they about to throw down," and they did, and it was a really cool sequence. And I liked how they do the Doctor Strange thing when they fight. They go into like this alternate realm or whatever. Yo, this fight with Dumbledore and Grindelwald, I was turning all the way up. I was like, yo, they having a duel. Let's go, bro. I was getting so hyped, and then it ended in like 2 seconds.
Yo, it lasted like 15 seconds, bro. And it ended with them grabbing each other's chest. Like what?
When it ended, I looked at Kevin. I said, "That's it, bro."
I can feel your heartbeat.
I was like, I thought there was gonna be like this whole crazy battle in the third act, and when it ended, I was like, okay,
yeah, it fizzled out. Like the duel was dope.
It was
keep doing that. Keep going. Like I want more stuff like in Order of the Phoenix with Voldemort versus Dumbledore. I want more stuff like that in these movies. That's why I said it's a missed opportunity. Like there's so many things they could do with the Wizarding World, with the duels, with the battles, and we saw that a little bit in the third act. When they were with the briefcases, I love that plot. By the way,
that's great
with the briefcases, and we got some awesome stuff. Like keep going. You know?
Yeah. So in terms of Ezra Miller, I guess he's good now because. So let's talk about the thing they revealed. I guess they revealed that Credence isn't Dumbledore's brother; he's his nephew, and he is. I don't remember his other brother's name, but it's the brother from Deathly Hallows Part 2. When they're like, oh, the one that's in the mirror, he is his son,
right?
And
that's a secret of Dumbledore.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. And they do this thing where he's like, "Oh, did you think about me?" I was like, "Oh my god, bro! How many times have we seen this shit, bro?"
I kind of liked it. I kind of like
No, I
that.
don't mind it, but I'm just like, really, this again? The
Hmm.
whole thing was like, "Oh, you didn't even think about me. You didn't. You never showed up, bro. Shut up."
Every day, I couldn't stop thinking about you.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, all right, I guess. So I guess
Hmm.
Credence is like,
Aberforth. That's his brother's
yeah.
name. Aberforth.
So I guess Credence is good now, and he's not dying. I
I
guess.
think
Wait,
he is
which
still dying. I think
why
he's still
why
not
is he dying?
because he's a Obscurian, and that is
Uh,
like yeah, that's something that like some magic people get like, and it kills them when they're young. But he was able to like live through it a little bit, but it's still killing him.
hmm.
And Albus's sister, Albus and uh Aberforth's sister was Obscurian as well.
Yeah, that was the thing that was kind of annoying in the movie. They kept showing the fucking picture like 20,000 times. Like, we get it, bro.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to be a nod to the book readers, and I think they showed it a little bit in the Harry Potter series. But the book readers knew one of these things, like how another
Speaking
secret is. Yeah.
speaking of series, this is exactly how I felt watching this movie.
Hmm.
This needs to be a show. This does not need to be a
Fantastic Beasts.
movie. Yes. This movie in particular, I was like, this would be a pretty okay season of television if I did not have to sit here throughout the whole movie and watch it.
Hmm.
Because
It'd be
you
more
can
digestible.
see where you would split it up
Hmm.
and make it like a 4-part, 5-part miniseries.
Hmm.
It's kind of like with Batman, because I kind of had that issue with the Batman too. But it's definitely prominent here. I don't ever want to sit here for that whole runtime watching that movie again, this movie again, ever, because it's
You
so
mean in the
boring.
theaters?
Just like I don't want to sit through the first hour and 40 minutes of this movie ever again because it's so boring. I'm literally gonna sleep and then wake up when the briefcase stuff starts happening. It's
Yeah.
just so boring.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, I don't care about any of this. Like,
That's fair
they
enough.
make it seem so urgent. Like, oh, we gotta stop Grindelwald. Why? Why? Tell me
And the
why.
thing, that's another issue. That's another issue I have with the film. I think they want to keep some mystery to it, but they don't really tell us what's going on until it's actually happening. That happened a couple
Yeah,
times in the film.
yeah. The with the fuck. What's the thing called? You just told me.
Chilling.
The chillin'. I
Hmm.
don't know why I keep forgetting it. It was one of my favorite parts of the movie. The chillin' thing. I was sitting there to myself, why in the fuck is this thing so important?
We don't know until the very end of the
And
film,
then
and
they
that's what
revealed it, and I was like, okay, I guess you
they're
could have
trying to
told
keep
me
it a
that
mystery.
40 minutes ago.
They what these films need to do, well, at least this film needs to lay down all the groundwork, tell us everything we need to know, and then move on with the story. Don't leave it a
Yeah,
mystery because we're not as invested as we are in Harry Potter.
they think we're
don't
super
don't
invested
don't
in
think
this.
we're that invested in this film just because we love Harry Potter.
Yeah, they.
Don't do
I
that.
feel like if they had revealed the chillin' thing, like when he I guess used the Lazarus pit. I guess there's Lazarus pits in Wizarding World now.
No, he
Uh
he enchanted it. He bewitched it somehow.
yeah, well when he did what he did, I wish he would have been like, "Oh, now I have the advantage." Because then I would have been like, "Oh, so he did that to basically rig the election." All right, that's cool. So then when we're sitting there and the chillin' is bowing or whatever, we're like, "Oh shit, is it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it not going to work?" And then when they're like, "Oh, he's the new president or whatever," we're like, "Damn, bro, it worked."
That's another thing that I have an issue with this film.
Um
You said the president or whatever. We
yeah.
don't know what this election is. Like, number one, we don't really know the candidates except Grindelwald. We
Oh
don't know
yeah.
anything about the candidates,
They
and
throw that out. They throw that out you.
they throw the presidency or leadership
Came out of
thing.
nowhere.
Like, what is this? Do we even know about this?
Also,
What is
it's
this?
a little bit ludicrous how they let him off scot free. It's like,
Yeah, I
granted,
mean,
we've never seen be like the title for Crimes of Grindelwald is horseshit because he doesn't do anything in that movie. But according to them, he's like Sirius Black. He's like this
I mean,
huge
he was
criminal.
killing people. He was killing people and stuff, and he
Yeah.
was in prison for it.
Apparently he's guilty of these crimes or whatever, and they know this. Why would you just let him go? Like they never revealed like, oh,
I
he's
think it's
in on it.
because it's because the people, that's what the people wanted, and that was kind of, they were trying to relay that to real life and elections and things like that, giving the people what they wanted, other rather than what was right. That's how they wanted to explain it, but it wasn't explained well enough. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
they're just like, oh, he's free. All right, now he's running for president. What?
Exactly.
It came out of
Exactly.
nowhere. It was like, why? Why? That's so strange.
And they, yeah, yeah.
Um, the element of the movie that I kind of did like was it's kind of like Mission Impossible in a way where they're doing all these things to do. So basically, throughout the movie, they're like, "Oh, we have to do what Grindelwald's not expecting because apparently he can see the future now." Where that
Mhm.
came from, I don't know.
The chilling.
Um. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, his blood is infused with the chillings. So
Um. But so he can see the future now, and they're like, "Oh, we have to divert his expectations." So that leads us to, I guess, his brother getting caught. And first of all, there's this political scene. It was the first one, and dude, I was ready to pass out at this scene. This scene was so boring. I
I think
I
it took too long to
It took too
reveal what it
long.
was,
Yeah.
and we didn't know what was happening. That was the thing. If we
Mhm.
would have known what was happening and what they were there for, then we wouldn't have had as much of an issue. I felt the same way. I was like, "This is boring. What are they there for?" And
It
then they
literally felt like
they
they were just walking around.
yeah, and then they revealed that, okay, Grindelwald is he's off from all of his crimes, and Jacob goes off and stuff like that. That's when things start to get interesting. But Theseus gets taken away, but there's obviously other people with Theseus, so why wouldn't they get taken away too? Just
Yeah.
for a plot device, for a breakout scene.
Um, I did like how there were two things I liked in that scene. First, I liked how Grindelwald was appealing to the crowd. I liked that.
Hmm.
That was cool. The scene that made me laugh for whatever reason is when he's in the crowd and he's like this, and everyone's like, "Yeah,
Hmm.
we love you." He's just smiling like the only
Mm.
douche. It was hilarious. I was like, "That's such a Mads Mikkelsen scene."
Hmm.
And the second thing I liked about that scene was when Jacob was like, "Oh, I was there. Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
Yeah.
why are you letting him
Seeing you
off?"
kill people.
Yeah, I did like
Hmm.
that, but a thing again, they did nothing with that. I
Yep.
wish they would have been like, "Oh, who are you? Why are you doing that?" Well, actually, it kind of did come around to the ending when, yo, I thought Grindelwald was gonna kill Jacob, bro.
It looked like that's what he was gonna
Yo,
do, and I
I
was
literally,
like, "Y'all
I,
are really gonna kill
I
the best
whispered,
thing y'all got going, bro."
I whispered to Kevin. I said, if they do what I think they're about to do, I'm literally gonna walk out, bro.
But you
Thankfully,
killed
he
it
did not
though.
die. Yeah,
You
I
killed it.
did. That's the
I was
only
like, "No."
that's one of three characters in this franchise that if they killed, I would be sad. The other two would
Hmm.
be Newt and Queenie.
Hmm.
But like, good because Dumbledore's not gonna die.
No.
Um,
What
you
do you think about
know.
Hicks?
Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about her. I liked her a
Her
lot.
Hicks was. I think Hicks was great. She was a
She
great
was great.
addition to the team.
I wanted more of her.
Hmm.
And it's funny, we for the Aliens fans, we got characters Hicks and Newt
Yep.
in
There you
Harry
go.
Potter.
There you
All we
go.
need is a Ripley, and we got
Oh shoot.
that's all I was thinking about the whole movie. I was like, his name is Newt and her name
Her
is
name's
Hicks.
Hicks.
I was like,
Nice.
aliens.
Hmm.
Great movie. But yeah, when that was about to happen, I was like, so help me God if you fucking kill him, bro.
Hmm.
But
That's how I was
yeah,
feeling too.
that scene overall was just like it was boring, and it leads to the storytelling there was weird because then they run out of there. Then Dumbledore shows up and he's like, "Oh, your brother is here. Go get him." And he's like,
Hmm.
and skedaddles.
Hmm.
That leads to a scene with
Newton?
Credence,
Oh,
the,
Credence.
the the scene in the street, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I did not feel any of this at all. I
You
didn't.
didn't like the scene in the street? You didn't like that? That was some of the best action of the film, though.
Uh, I don't care. I
Once
don't
again, it
care.
lasted for like 15 seconds, but
Uh,
it was awesome
it was
with the
just like
buildings and
everything.
stuff.
Yeah, it was okay.
I
I
was
didn't
like,
really like it.
hmm,
It was.
okay,
I'm just not invested in this character. So when
okay.
he's doing all this shit, he pulled magic out of his ass. I was like, where did all this come from?
He's
Um,
Obscurian.
I was like,
It's like a
I mean,
magical tumor.
visually it looked great, but
Hmm.
like, I don't know. I was like, I don't really get when he like Dumbledore basically whooped his ass because he's like, bro, you're garbage. And my man was
Yeah.
teleporting around, whoop, boom, boom,
Yo, the
boom, boom.
teleporting was
He
dope.
was whooping his ass. I was like, bro, you suck, Credence. And then when he finally beat him, I was like,
He was never
so
magically trained though.
I know,
How
but
you can't expect
uh
him to like be a
no, I
master of
didn't. I'm
magic.
just making a joke that he whooped his
Oh,
ass.
oh, okay, okay.
Uh but like when he finally beat him, I was like, what am I supposed to feel here? I don't know what I'm supposed to feel here. It ended and he's just like, all right, come on, little tyke. Let's go. Come on. And I'm
Hmm.
just like, I don't care. The scorpion scene, man. AJ hit it right on the head. The When his brother gets captured and placed in this place, when the scene ended, I was like, they literally just used that as filler. That was literally it. Now, again, I liked the scene. I thought it was funny.
It's enjoyable.
I definitely I loved when when he first realized it and he was shimmying. I was like,
Hmm.
it's funny. But then when
Hmm.
he broke out Theseus and they were doing it together and the music
Hmm.
was like kind of salsa music, I was like, yeah, salsa music in a Harry Potter movie. All right.
He said, "You're not doing it right." He's like, "I believe that I am." I'm like, "No, you're
Um
not."
and I thought it was funny what they were doing with the scorpion tail when the lights go out and then they kept killing them. I
Hmm.
was like, damn.
It's
And they
enjoyable scene. It is.
I loved what they did with the Fantastic Beasts in this scene, with the platypus and the grasshopper in
Yeah.
the cage. I died laughing when when the grasshopper was like when he was falling and the
Yep.
platypus jumped and he thought he was gonna get him and he was going for the gold
With the
coins.
gold.
I
Yep.
was like, that's
Like,
hilarious.
bitch, yo.
I thought when that happened and the grasshopper looked up at him, I thought he's gonna take Newt's wand and smack him over the head with it. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
That would have been funny.
That would have been the perfect ending to that sequence.
Hmm.
But I did enjoy the sequence a lot. It was a good sequence, but when it ended, I was like, I like that sequence, but I could have easily been taken out of the movie
I agree.
because it did nothing.
And it was long too. It was kind of long, and they kept going back and forth.
Yeah, that was the other thing. I wish they just shown it in its entirety
Yeah.
because it went from I forgot I think it was going back and forth with the what was it, the dinner scene? Was it the dinner
Hmm.
scene?
I think so.
It kept going back and forth, and I didn't really give a shit about the dinner stuff. I was like, okay.
I was interested in the dinner stuff because
I
of
was a
Queenie
little
and
bit,
Jacob.
yeah, a little bit, but not as much as I was with the scorpion stuff. I was like, I wish they kind of just showed that scorpion sequence in its entirety,
Hmm.
because every time we went back to it, I was like, yay, this is what I care about. And then I went back to the dinner scene, I was like, oh, okay. Um, what else? What else haven't we talked about? I feel like we're forgetting some things. So then they get back to Hogwarts, and he's like, "Oh, you did exactly what I wanted you to. We derailed his plan." And it's like, so your excuse for doing a bunch of nonsense for 25 minutes was, "Oh, we're gonna bamboozle Grindelwald." That was they're basically saying, "Oh yeah, I got caught on purpose." No, you didn't, bro. Stop it. No, you did not.
Stop it.
Like that's basically what they're trying to tell us. They're like, oh yeah, he got caught on purpose. Like, no, he didn't. Because
Yeah.
even though we don't know it or they don't show it, I'm pretty sure Theseus is smarter than that.
Yeah.
Isn't he like the head of the police or some shit?
Nah, he like works for the ministry.
Uh, so then they get back to Hogwarts and they're like, oh, we're gonna do this thing where we put the what is it called again? I don't know. The chilling. I don't know why I keep
Yo, you gotta
forgetting.
remember this beast's name.
I don't know why I
I
keep
remember it
forgetting the
because
chillin'.
chitlins.
Chitlins. They're like, oh, we put the chillin' in one of these briefcases and we're gonna throw them off. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Okay.
That's a good.
And I loved when Dumbledore was like, oh, all right, pick a case. And he goes to pick a case. He's like, that was funny. So then they all go to this, I guess, election, and they have the wizards go after them because the chillin'. If they found the real one, then the whole thing would have been messed up. And I loved the, I don't want to call it wizard duel, but this action sequence that we got
With
with
the briefcases
this.
and
It was not even with the briefcase, it's just them throwing down because there
Yeah.
was no music and you just hear whoop, 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 whoop. I was like, dude, I want more of this.
I got a question though. When
Yeah.
they were going to that, did you know what they were doing
They
until the
were
end?
being followed.
No. I'm saying, did you know that they were going to the election with the briefcases?
Yeah.
Okay, I had no idea what they were doing until they were actually going up the steps. Until Newt was going up the steps, I was like, wait, where are they at, and what are they doing?
Yeah, because the town looked familiar. When
Mm.
they showed up, I was like, oh, they're probably going to the election. But I I'm a bit, for those who don't know, I'm a big advocate of action sequences with no music. The opening race in Ready Player One is one of my favorite action sequences of all time because of that. I love that sequence so much. So when this was happening with no music, I was like, dude, this is awesome. And I wish that Alex hit it on the head when we were talking before. They showed a lot of this in the trailer, which was disappointing, but the part where he throws the guy into the wall, I was like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah,
and I love when everything's settled and then he's like, help, and he's like, oh,
takes him out. Yeah, takes him out of the wall.
That was great. And then I loved first of all, we get a great dialogue scene with Dumbledore and Jacob when he's like, you are one of the most genuine people I know. Yep. And I love you. And this is, I was telling these guys the other day, I was like, I really feel like they're trying to make him like Neville in the sense that he's not, the person that you would think would save the day. And being that they gave him the wand, I definitely think that he is going to be the one that is a key component in defeating Grindelwald. I definitely think that.
I can see that for sure.
I feel like when that happens, that is going to be one of the few moments in this franchise that I genuinely get so happy when that happens. And I hope it does. I hope that if that's the case, I hope it is, because I honestly think he deserves it. Yeah. It would be a great reward for being the best character in this franchise. And I love how Jacob was afraid. He's like, don't worry about it, bro. Just put the briefcase down at any moment you think you're gonna be, in danger. And I loved when I forgot who got caught. I think it was Newt and someone else. The girl that was in love with him, the professor or the assistant, whatever. They got caught, and I died when Jacob just walked past them, and he just looked. He was like, I died. I was like, that's so hilarious.
And then he smacked him in the back of the head with the briefcase.
I was like, that's so funny. And then we get the reveal. I didn't even know that's what this was. We get the reveal that this was the most Harry Potter scene I've ever seen in my life. They open the briefcases and they put, I forgot what the spell is, but it's the duplicated curse when you touch it and you go bling 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 bling, and everything in the briefcase starts duplicating. One of them has the books from Prisoner of Azkaban, and you just see the thing. And I died. I was like, oh, this is the book. I was like, that's great. And you see all the pastries multiplying. He's like, no. And I think they had I don't know what they're called, but the things from Quidditch that they go wild and shit. The balls.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So one man was getting destroyed by them shits. He said, don't. He was getting fucked up. I was like, that was definitely a scene for the fans. But I enjoyed it. It was a lot of, well, the scene succeeded in doing what it was supposed to do.
It was enjoyable for
Um,
sure.
then we already talked about the end, but they're there, and the election goes through, and the chillin picks Grindelwald, and everyone's like, "Yay, Grindelwald won!" And then I forgot who it was. I think it was Newt.
The what? What were
Newt,
you gonna
well,
say?
Newt was like, "Oh, that's not the real one," and then
Mm-hmm.
the assistant revealed that she was in hiding the whole time. Which I kind of figured that she was the one that had it. If
Mm-hmm.
Newt didn't have, I thought Newt had it at first, but then when the briefcase like got destroyed, I was like, "Oh, so then she hasn't."
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's like, "Oh, that chilling's not real. That's a bunch of horse shit." And then she pulls out the real one. I died when the I guess one of his followers was like, "No, this is the real one," and he's the fake one just like it
Yeah, it
dies.
starts dying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, "That's hilarious." Um, so then we get the actual scene, and this random magic person number 3 gets gets elected,
Yo,
and
who are these people?
I don't know. And everyone is like, "Yeah." Then Credence is
I thought y'all were just
yeah,
talking
right.
about Grindelwald. Like, come on, pick a
um,
side.
then Credence shows up. I forgot what he says. He's like, I genuinely forgot what he said. Do you remember what he says? I forgot what he
At
says.
what point though?
When he was talking to Grindelwald, when he was about to kill him. When Grindelwald was about to kill Credence.
Oh, I don't remember.
He says something. It was basically telling him off because he was like, I don't want to do this no more.
Mm-hmm.
So then we were talking about it, but Grindelwald goes to kill Credence, and then Dumbledore goes to protect him, and then they go into this magic duel, which was awesome. And then it ends abruptly, very abruptly at that.
Within about 15 to 20 seconds.
And I feel like all these wizards suck because they the fight ends, and then like nothing happens, and Grindelwald is just standing there, and I'm just like,
It
so
fizzles.
nobody's gonna get him.
Get him.
Nobody get him. Yeah.
Literally. Get
So
him.
then he puts a bubble over him, and then everyone is like, "Oh, we have wands! Pew 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 pew." Nothing happens, and then he's just like, "All right, got a blast," and just that's the last we see of Grindelwald. And then we get a scene with Dumbledore's brother, where Aberforth, and he's like, "Oh, I'll protect you. You can come back." He's like, I never stopped thinking about you. So then the ending of this movie was the wedding with Queenie and Jacob. You know, my boy finally got, which I kind of like how they foreshadowed that in the beginning. I felt so bad for him in the beginning. I was like, that is
in the bakery where she appeared, but she wasn't really there. My heart sank, bro.
I was like,
my heart sank.
That's it, bro. My boy like, Jacob just really wants some love, bro.
No, he's so infatuated with this woman.
So they get married, and Tina is the maid of honor. She finally shows up.
Well, they don't show the wedding though.
Yeah,
they show everything but the wedding. That's what gets me, bro.
I feel like that's gonna be because I know there's an extended cut for Crimes of Grindelwald, which I don't know why. I feel like there's gonna be one for this movie, and that's probably gonna be a scene they add. I would hope that's the scene.
I wish it was in the movie. Though,
yeah, I do too.
We see Dumbledore walking down the street in the snow, and I'm like, show the wedding.
Yeah, Dumbledore was kind of just there, and he's just
chilling chilling outside. He's just like chilling outside, like
he's like, hello, hello there.
like he can't go inside and watch the wedding.
So Tina finally shows up. AJ was screaming with thrills on the inside.
Like, nobody cares.
She, in all honesty, Catherine Waterstone looks not well. I hope she's well. I don't like the character, but I hope she's well. You know.
Yeah, like don't wish bad
I hope
on the actress.
I hope she wasn't on bed rest, and J.K. Rowling was like, "Hey, I need you in this movie for 20 seconds," and she's like, "All right, let's do it." But I don't know, for some bizarre reason, when she showed up, I was happy. I was like, "Hey."
That's a shock though, because I feel like you like the character less than me.
I mean, in the second movie, definitely. But in the first movie, I don't love her character, but I definitely like her relationship with Newt. I do.
Mm.
And when she showed up and Newt was like a little kid, so happy. I was like, oh, look
Yeah,
at him, he's so happy.
yeah.
Look at him. So then, were they teasing that Hicks and Theseus were gonna be a thing? I feel like that's
A little
little
bit,
bit.
but they didn't. It wasn't blatant.
Yeah. So
But
then
they did show.
Dumbledore.
They did have real quick. They did
Mm,
have the assistant and like
yeah,
she was in love with Newt or something.
that was weird.
It was
I
weird.
was I was like, I don't know why we're getting this. I
Yeah,
don't know why because I have no interest in that. Granted, I
that's
have
just
no interest in this girl either, Tina being with him either, but at least they have something there.
yeah, right. In previous movies, has the assistant been in these movies at
No,
all?
no,
Okay, I didn't know if they showed her
no, she wasn't
or
there. She was a
anything.
whole new character, which that was another thing they kind of half-assed. She kind of just shows up and she acts like she's one of them. I'm like, dude, I don't even know who
Yeah,
you are,
she
bro.
said I worked for Newt for what 15 years or something like that.
Yeah, like she was an assistant. I'm like, dude, I don't even know who you are.
Who are you? Basically.
um, and then this was, I guess, the setup for the next movie. That Dumbledore was like, "Oh, Grindelwald is still on the loose, and we gotta go get him." And I was
Hmm.
like, "All right, way to gain interest in the next
So
movie."
basically, this movie was
Yes,
redone.
and this is the part where I'm kind of interested, but kind of not. I'm not interested because it's gonna be the same fucking movie again. But the reason I'm interested is because one, the blood curse is gone, so Dumbledore could just be like, "Fuck you, Havala could that," which he wouldn't, but he could just do that. The same thing with Grindelwald. Grindelwald could do that shit too. But you know, I'm
Against
interested
Dumbledore?
because because the
Nah,
blood curse
they
is
not gonna
gone.
they not gonna kill each other.
Well, no, they're not gonna kill each other, but
They're in love.
wow, I just realized they're not gonna die because Grindelwald is alive in Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Is it?
What is the point of this franchise? Holy shit! I just came to that realization. They can't die. Well,
Yeah.
I know Dumbledore couldn't die, but I totally forgot that Grindelwald is alive in Deathly Hallows Part 1. Because that's
Mm,
where he finds out where the Elder Wand is at.
mm.
Holy shit! Holy shit! What?
This man came to a whole epiphany on the live stream.
Wow. So how is this franchise ending?
He gets
Legit.
away. He gets away once again.
There's no. It has to end with him getting caught in
Arrested.
Azkaban.
Yeah. He has to be an Azkaban by the
That's
end.
so lame.
Yeah, we gotta have something else to take the place of Grindelwald, though.
Bro.
This man's
I was
depressed
just
now.
gonna sit here and say that I'm kind of interested in the next one because Credence is good now. They got his brother there. Hicks is there, and I feel like it's gonna be like a true like battle, like a final movie. But Queenie's good now too. Again,
Yeah.
that sucks. So what? So like, what is gonna be the end game for this franchise? Or yeah, for this series? Like,
Who knows? Who knows? We don't know.
that's so lame. I take it back. I'm not interested in the next movie. Fuck this shit. Fucking
I
J.K.
take it back.
Rowling, bro.
Yeah.
Screw you for gaining me interest in this for like 5 seconds, bro. What a joke. Were there any other spoiler things that we didn't mention before we get on out of
We
here?
didn't talk about Yusuf. I know he's not that interesting of a character, but he has some type of role where he goes and spies on Grindelwald, but
They did nothing with that.
he tells Grindelwald that he's come to spy on him, and then he takes his memories of Lita Lestrange, his sister,
Mm-hmm.
and then nothing.
You know what it reminded me of when he was like when he's like, "Oh, I'm good again." You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Rise of Skywalker when Hux was like, "I'm the spy."
Oh yeah,
That's what it reminded me of.
yeah.
He's just like, "Yeah, I've always been good." I'm like, okay.
All right. Alrighty then.
Cool. You did nothing. You didn't do anything evil, and you didn't do anything in the third act. So what am I
Yeah.
supposed to give you here? Here's a gold medal. Yeah, you're
Hmm.
good. You aided, even though they did not need your help at all.
They didn't. Because what did you do? You were supposed to go and spy, but like, did he do that? Did he like bring back any kind of
No,
information at all?
no,
No.
useless.
Maybe. Yeah. Yusuf was useless. That's
Yes.
unfortunate though, but that's just the way it is.
Yet another victim of being a boring character.
Yep.
There,
It's
I can,
it's not the actor because the actor was fine.
yeah.
He just didn't. His character wasn't written well.
I can count on my hand how many characters I actually like in this franchise. Newt,
Mhm.
Jacob, Dumbledore, Queenie.
Hicks.
Yeah, Hicks now. 5. That's it.
You don't like Grindelwald?
Yeah,
Eh. He's not a finger, but yeah.
he's alright, I guess. I'm
Yeah.
not supposed to like Grindelwald though.
I know, but I mean, you can like villains.
I mean, you can like
I,
villains, but I mean, in terms of the,
I love
oh yeah,
Bellatrix
Voldemort
Lestrange.
and yeah, Bellatrix, of course. But like, I'm the characters I'm supposed to be invested in, and the ones
Yeah.
I'm supposed to like. I only
Hmm.
like about like 5 of them.
Yeah, and care about what happens to him.
The
Yeah,
other ones, like I don't want to say they could kill Theseus and I wouldn't care, but like
I
they
would
could
say
kill
that.
Theseus and I wouldn't care. Definitely Yusuf. Yusuf,
Yusuf.
yeah, get him out of here, bro.
See, if they kill Yusuf, I don't feel like that would even have any kind of impact on me at
No,
all. If they killed Theseus, I wouldn't mind him not being in it, but I would admire them for
taking a risk.
like taking that risk and
It would give
bringing that
Newt something to
weight.
do.
Yeah, it would give that weight to it because that is his brother.
That's
But
what I thought they were gonna do in this movie with Yusuf. They were gonna have him be on a warpath towards Grindelwald because Grindelwald killed Zoe Kravitz. Nope,
nope.
did not do that. That was like a
They didn't even hardly talk about Lita Lestrange.
no.
And he was
Literally,
supposedly in love with her.
literally threw her away like yesterday's trash. Literally,
What is this franchise doing, bro?
I don't know.
What are they doing in the writers' room?
It's like I can be happy with this franchise at points, but it's always gonna come back to why is this a thing? Why does this
Yeah,
franchise exist? Where are we going?
yeah.
Because that's an issue I'm actually having with the MCU right now. I want to know where we're going. Now, granted, we're getting good content out of the MCU, so
Mhm.
but I feel like
No, I
this
feel that.
this franchise is suffering from the same thing the MCU franchises. It's like, where are we going?
Hmm.
Where is this going?
Yeah.
Um, I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything else. Um,
Oh, one thing I wanted to talk about is McGonagall. I feel like McGonagall is grossly underutilized. I feel like if they have her in these movies, she needs to be a part of
was she
this.
in this movie?
Exactly. Yes, she was. She was in this
Where?
movie and she was in the
No,
last
I
one.
know she was in 2. I remember that.
Yeah,
But
she was
where
in
was she in this one?
she was so she came to the door when Aberforth and Albus were talking and
That was her?
that was her. That was McGonagall.
I did not know that, bro. I swear to God.
That was McGonagall, bro. And then they showed
Yo,
her again. In when they were in the classroom, they were looking at everything like the plans or whatever. She
uh,
was in the back.
yo, I did
They
not
had
know that was her, bro.
yeah. So
I
she's
thought she
just there
was.
as a decoration, basically.
I really did not know that was her, bro.
Yeah,
All
Professor
right,
McGonagall.
let's hit these comments before we head on out of here.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all our thoughts.
Yo, he did the torture spell on Jacob. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, he was turning blue and
Yeah,
everything.
no chance against Dumbledore. Yep. Scorpion C was funny. Yes, it was. Jacob's awesome. Yes, he is. Third act is pretty dope. Yes, it
Hmm.
is. Yeah, man, I was feeling it. Definitely.
Hmm.
Tina did not need to be in this movie. It was a
She
nice
didn't.
moment. I liked it. She
She
didn't,
didn't.
but it was a
She
nice.
didn't
It
need to
was a
be.
nice moment. Siston is definitely in love with New. I don't know. Maybe that's something they explore in the next one. Although I have no interest in that.
Why would why?
This franchise is about money for Warner Brothers. You're absolutely right.
I agree.
There's no reason for this franchise to exist.
I agree.
Literally,
Money.
literally. So we are gonna get on out of here because
Hmm.
it's early Saturday night. I got things to do. I'm kidding. I'm not going nowhere. Uh, Thank you, brother. Appreciate you
Yeah,
for
for
coming
sure.
on out of here. Y'all know where to find AJ on Instagram. Um, Next review. Well, next video is probably gonna come Tuesday. That's the estimate. We'll see. We will
Mhm.
be back here, me, AJ, and Alex Thomas. We're gonna be here doing a live Harry Potter ranking, which I'm very excited for. Um, and then after that, I don't know what the next review is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Doctor Strange. I might be wrong about that. I
Mhm.
might, if we're not doing it on Alex's channel, which I don't think we are. I'll probably do a Doctor Strange watch along here. I
Mhm.
let's see. I don't know.
Okay.
That's
We literally just watched that movie.
let's get out of it, bro. But yeah, man, in terms of content for me, last week, I posted all the first couple Shinedown reviews, even though it's fucking worthless because they delayed Planet Zero 3 months. But the written version of this review is on my Instagram right now. So go check that out if you haven't. This week, what am I doing this week? This week is a pretty light week. I'm dropping the review for Amaryllis, the next Shinedown album, Moon Knight episode 4, and the next Shinedown album. There's no new movies coming out next week. I could review The Northman. I don't know. I might review The Northman. It's not going to be here, though. It's going to be on Instagram. But let me know on the replay what reviews you guys would want because there's no new releases coming out from now until Doctor Strange that I can think of that we're gonna sit here and talk about. I don't want to sit here live talking about the Northman, you know.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
might
unless it's awesome, that
even
might.
if I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
That's
I
fair.
might see Everything Everywhere next week. I might. I wanted to see it today, but the times didn't line up for me, so I couldn't go see it. I would have had to wait 3 hours to see the movie. I was like, I'm not sitting here for 3 hours. But if I see that and I have the reaction that everyone else has had, I could see us doing it for that. But
I would definitely talk about
oh
that
yeah,
movie. Great movie.
this man has been craving
Uh,
to see that movie again.
I literally was thinking about going to see it again today.
All right.
I love that movie.
Let's get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining. Please hit that like button if you have not already. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. And we are out of here on this one. Everyone have a great night, and we will see you on the